Okay.
So, today we are making Cincinnati chili, which is kind of equal to the brand and Skyline and or Gold Star. Over the years we have played with it to make it better, but we have to do this because we can't go buy it in the can. Someone I have is allergic to. You just dropped the phone down and not even, you did, you looked at the Crockpot. Oh, you were pointing at the list there? Don't give them our secret recipes. Gosh. So I'm gonna take this and make millions and we're gonna be sitting here making no money. We still good?
Okay, so what's in the pot?
Oh, what's in the pot is cooked tomato sauce. As you see, that same individual who can't eat sulfites is allergic to tomatoes too. So what we found out over the years is if we take tomato sauce and boil it for at least 30 minutes, it'll cook off all the proteins. We do all of that, and then it's okay for that person to eat. Not for everybody, mind you, but for this individual who is holding the phone. So anyway, or the camera. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, as I'm going here, I'm trying to make sure I have everything that I need to do this. And I think I about have it all. No. Nope. Jeez. Lots of spice. Where's nutmeg?
Maybe on the other side.
Oh. That's what happens when your wife puts spices away. You know where they go 1 minute, next minute they're gone. Oh, I just got there to look for that one. Anyway. All right, I think I have everything on the list. Now we do. Alright, so you will put in the tomato sauce. And as you see, the pot has a bunch of sauce on it. Well, that's what happens when you're cooking outside and you're not standing there because it's hot outside. And the lid moves. And then it boils over. I don't even want to know, you don't even want to know what the stove looks like out there. And yes, I have a stove out in my garage. So, anyway. So we got the tomato sauces in there. Alright. So you're all going to put some chicken broth in. Now you can play with this more or less for your own taste buds for the most part. And, oh, chicken broth. Sorry. And since I do exact measuring, as you'll see. There we go.
Not that much.
Alright. That drives my wife crazy. You can bounce the camera up and down with that. Anyway. It's supposed to be basically 8 ounces of water to it, you know. That's kind of how I do it, because in the end I'm going to be mixing it all up anyway. So, makes it a little easier. It helps cool down the tomato sauce a little bit. It's because when you put the ground beef in, a lot of people will brown the ground beef. If you want to do that, cool. That's your prerogative. Me personally, I like to put it in raw and break it all up, so then it breaks it all down to where it's like it becomes like a more of a thicker sauce. It helps with it. All right, vinegar, whatever you want, a little 40 grain white basically. Kind of watch it, there's different vinegars out there, 40 grain, 50 grain. Well, the stronger the grain, the stronger the vinegar. And I'm gonna do about that'd be, see if on this, what you gotta realize right now is my mixture I'm going off of is actually a double up of what I'm making. So this is half, so I'm kind of like trying to break it down. So it'd be like 1/8 of a cup. I had to do the math on that, sorry. All right, brown sugar. What you want, about 3 tablespoons. You know, I prefer it a little sweeter, so. This is what really pisses off my wife, because she tries to make it like I make it. It doesn't taste the same. But if she doesn't know how to do it, then she's got to keep me. All right, allspice. You can be like maybe. Oh, sorry, allspice. All right. What's half of 3/4 of a teaspoon? That'd be. About that much. All right, see? Sorry, you're not gonna hate me. I am the worst person to watch. Measure. Ground cinnamon. Anybody who's used this stuff knows that this stuff is super strong, flavor-wise. Mm-hmm. It says to use 1/4 of a teaspoon. Well, I'll be honest with you. That's it. Kind of like a pinch. Because I do not want it to taste like cinnamon. Alright, we got oregano here. About 1/2 tablespoon of oregano. So, you know, you kind of just dust it off. Not like that. Told you, exact measurements. Now, she can't eat chili powder because, well, she's allergic to. You're not even looking at me. You're literally looking at me with your eyes, and you're filming the Crockpot. You're gonna be fired before this gets going.
It's cool.
All right, so anyway, she can't have chili powder. Okay, she can't have anything with capsicum, which is any type of chilies. Any type of chili powder, ancho powder, cayenne pepper, any kind of pepper. All right, but what we have found, annatto, ground annatto. It is
like paprika.
It's like, who's doing the show here? Who is doing the show? I am the star of the show.
Oh my god. We're gonna edit that out.
We're gonna edit that. All right. So anyway, ground annatto. It's kind of like paprika, so it gives it a little bit of I guess it's like the flavoring towards chili powder. Okay. So you can put a little bit of that in there, and then to also counterbalance that issue is ground white pepper. Okay. Which is basically like black pepper, but it's like the other side of the black peppercorn. All right. This stuff gives you a little bit of the kick to it. Kind of tastes like a mix of too much pepper in your food, you know, or if you like a lot of pepper, or it just helps kind of just mimic the
heat.
The heat, yeah. But it goes away quick. It's kind of one of them, it kicks in and it goes away. You don't. See how she freaked out?
Feels hot.
You're listening from the other side. You're hearing
It's
her.
hot.
Okay. She gets all worried about it. What we got here is basically like 1/8 of a teaspoon. It's kind of the same thing. Don't put a whole lot in there because it will overpower it. It's very strong spice. Well, we got olive oil. Do about a tablespoon of olive oil. Yeah, there we go there. And we have, let's see here. We got onion powder, garlic powder, salt, black peppers. Does it go cocoa? Here is what kind of one of the biggest.
You need a new one?
I got a new one. I was just wondering how much was actually in this one.
So not much?
There's not much at all.
Well,
But anyway, cocoa. This is like the secret flavor of Cincinnati chili mixes. I've figured that out, you know, when you're making it. But you need about 2 tablespoons. You can use whatever brand you want, but personally, I have learned that the quality of the brand of the flavors intensifies the actual flavor a lot better. And I learned that from watching a lot of cooking shows because I had to. And Bobby Flay, you out there?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're the man.
You the man. Anybody know who Bobby Flay is? Look it up. He's like the Michael Jordan of cooking. Anyway, so that's that. Black pepper. Well, we're trying to get rid of some old stock here. So that's what this is. Black pepper. It's basically a tablespoon. You know. Salt. Tablespoon. Anybody who does a lot of cooking, you can kind of look at it when you're going in there. You know, you can kind of figure out where the tablespoon's at. We got garlic powder. Need about 3 tablespoons of this. You know, I just go and make little piles. And it's not going to hurt if you put too much in. It just hurts if you don't put enough in. Onion powder, 3 tablespoons. And well, let me correct that my thought on that. It will hurt if you put like way too much in there. But you just put a little too much in there, it ain't gonna hurt like that. All right, with all that, that's pretty much all the spices. Yep. So now what I do is I throw in the ground beef. Get your trusty whisk. You'll need that. The reason why we do a thing is because we do a lot of cooking. Because we have to cook everything from scratch. So we go to our local butcher and get meat. We don't get meat at grocery store because, well, in my opinion, grocery store meat sucks. If you go to the
Can't. Sulfites.
well, yeah, they put the sulfite pad in there too. But besides that, their meat sucks. So you want good meat, go to your local butcher. Because you're going to get way better stuff. And you get to know your local butcher, they hook you up. And our local butcher, Langan Meats, and they're good dudes there. But you sit there and just break this all up. Makes it a little easier to blend it all up at later on point there. Because you're going to whisk it to where you basically have no big pieces. And when this cooks down, it'll be real nice and, you know, like it barely any, you know, you won't really like notice meat pieces. It'll be like a chili, but without the like chunks. I'm a person who doesn't like the chunks, so my wife doesn't like the big pieces of meat. You know, so whatever. Meat, I don't want chunks. Tomato sauce, no chunks. You know, information you really didn't know. But if you ever done this before, where someone's watching you do your cooking, it's weird. and you're just gonna babble on, and do whatever, because you're just in the middle of doing a monotonous thing of breaking up meat. Yay. Yeah. Anyway, when you're done breaking up your meat, we'll just go over that too. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
If you've never done that, hot water. Good old Dawn soap. Alright, so now that is completed. Sorry, I don't have a helper here to clean up that for me. Well, I do. My dog, all he wants to do is eat it. Alright. Yes, that's Charlie the inspector. Okay. So pretty much you got everything in here. I don't know if you want to look it in there. Did you see it in there?
I just,
Alrighty, get ready. Alright, so all I do now is just continue to whisk it all in. And as you do that, you see how it starts to break down, When I'm done, as I'm doing this, which depends on how much fat for the most part is in your ground beef. You do 80-20, or you do ground beef, or you do ground chuck. That'll depend on how much, but you'll get a little bit of stuff on your whisk. Don't freak out about it. If anything, when you start to cook this, you just wrap this in a paper towel for right then, and then when you go back to re-whisk it, once it's hot, it'll melt all that off. And fat is flavor. Quote from Bobby Flay again. So anyway, yeah, at this point it looks like I got it all pretty much broken up. Yeah, I'll get a spoon out so you can kind of see what I'm doing here, what it looks like. And see, that's kind of how it'll be. It'll cook down just a little bit more, but yes, so you don't really want that stuff because then it'll be there. So I'm not done whisking yet. And the fun part of cooking. Do that. Last but not least, a stick of butter. I'm having a hard time here opening a stick of butter. Just dump it in there. And a little. And then put it on high for 4 hours. And technically it'll be basically done in about 4 hours. At about 2 hours, when it starts getting like some steam up here, you'll see it on the top. Open it up. At that point in time, everything's kind of warm in there. It'll melt that butter. You want to whisk it in again, and that way it kind of incorporates the butter. Put the lid back on, let it sit. You can do a little taste test before you consider it done, maybe about 3 hours in, 3-4 hours in. Just kind of taste it. For the most part, you know, a lot of that's kind of a trial and error of things. But enjoy. It's great on, you can have conies or hot dogs with a bun with some cheese sauce on top of the sauce. Or you do your, you know, spaghetti noodles, throw that sauce on the top of it.
Nachos.
Huh?
Nachos.
Yes,
Chili cheese fries.
Chili cheese fries. You know, you can throw other things in this.
Burritos.
You can probably throw beans into it if you really like beans. Me personally do not like kidney beans. I think they are evil. So I don't eat them. But I don't know if that'll cook in 4 hours that way. You might have to like pre-cook the beans and toss them in there, you know. But since I'm not a bean person, I don't know. So, well, thanks for being here. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy your cooking.